We want to update you really quickly on the aftermath of those deadly tornadoes tonight in southern Oklahoma.
That's right. At least 2 tornadoes in Garvin County this afternoon. At least 1 person is reported dead. Sheriff Larry Rhodes says a man was found near a vehicle. It's reportedly in a rural area west of Wynnewood. Another twister also in a rural area near the towns of Joy and Katy. There are reports of heavy damage there as well. As you see the video that we have from one of our storm chasers coming into the newsroom here. A huge system moving through that area, leaving a lot of damage. And also another tornado formed to the northwest of Sulphur. Meteorologists estimate the tornado to be an EF4, possibly larger. The tornado that moved through Garvin and Murray counties estimated to be a mile wide at times. Let's go ahead and listen to Sheriff Larry Rhodes.
Our initial assessment along this roadway, about a two-mile stretch here, were 5 to 10 homes that were either totally destroyed or severely destroyed. Here in a moment you'll be allowed some access here. We're about ready to open this roadway up. So you're going to see damage to several farmhouses, ranches, and homes on this roadway. At the further end is where the fatality occurred on the north side of this roadway. It is our belief, and what I saw upon my arrival at the scene, I was behind this large tornado. It was on the ground at its largest period right through here, and it continued east behind where I'm standing. And this is where in Garvin County, this is where most of our damage is concentrated.
All right, then over in Johnston County, a touchdown described as a large cone. Sheriff John Smith confirms 1 fatality there in the Connerville Bromide area, possibly more. We were told that this happened at Dead Man's Springs Road and Coatsworth Roads. Now in Atoka, the radio station there, we've heard that's reportedly heavily damaged after those storms passed through that area. There are overturned cars along Highway 75 northwest of Atoka. The highway is shut down at Cow Creek, and Boswell has trees and power lines down. Also, damage to Hugo still coming in. We have reporters across the area right now getting video of the damage and reports of injuries and fatalities, and of course much more tonight on News 12 at 10.
That's right. We'll see you then. Well, polls will be closing locally here in just the next few minutes.
Here's a look at some of the state and local races we'll be keeping you up to date on tonight. And welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Maureen Kane.
And I'm Dan Thomas. Votes continue to be counted across the country as Americans pick the next president. The contest between the 2 New Yorkers will end with both nominees just over a mile apart from each other right now in the Big Apple.
Our team coverage begins with Weijia Zhang.
Texoma's #1 rated newscast, broadcasting live from 12 studios. This is News 12 at 10 p.m.
Kind of freaked me out because I didn't know what was going on.
Parents alarmed after a threat to a Texoma school, who authorities say is responsible and the consequences they could face.
And a Texoma man killed after a conflict with a co-worker. How police tracked down the gunman.
Plus, a reserve deputy jumped by the group of men he was trying to protect, what he used to help him get away. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Maureen Kane.
And I'm Dan Thomas. Additional police presence was requested on Tioga's school campus today after a threat of violence against students was posted on social media last night.
News 12's Alexis Dominguez spoke to parents and school officials who tell us why those responsible won't be back in class anytime soon. Continue to sort through the rubble. Volunteers are finding items victims feared would be lost forever.
News 12's Sarah Humphrey is live in Howell with more on one woman's miraculous find. Good evening and welcome to News 12 at 6. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Maureen Kane. A Texoma detention officer arrested for having sex with an inmate.
News 12's Brittany Harlow is live from the Pontotoc County Justice Center with the details of this alleged incident. Brittany.
The Paris community turned out by the hundreds today to say farewell to a fallen local trooper.
News 12's Michael Deere reports.
Texoma's #1 rated newscast, broadcasting live from 12 studios. This is News 12 at 6 p.m.
It's a terrible loss.
A Denison man and father-to-be killed in a motorcycle accident last night. How police say it happened. Good evening. Welcome to News 12 at 6. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Maureen Kane. More now on the Denison man who was killed in that crash last night.
News 12's Elena Mendoza is in the studio to tell us why this is devastating two communities. Elena. Well, 7 tornadoes ripped through southern Oklahoma last night, claiming 2 lives. In fact, a couple in Johnston County hit by one of those deadly twisters and lived to tell their story tonight.
News 12's Sarah Humphrey tells us how they're trying to stay positive.
Well, 3 men are facing charges after a deputy is attacked while responding to a fire call in Meade.
News 12's Brittany Harlow spoke with that deputy about why he chose not to use lethal force on his attackers, even though he thought they might kill him. With colder temperatures rolling into Texoma, warm clothes and food are necessities. And one local church has a new building to provide those for free.
News 12's Abby Maynard went to the Barabbas Center in Denison, whose doors are now open, ready to serve.
A Van Alstyne man is dead, another facing a murder charge after a shooting on a Collin County golf course. John Robert Sim was arrested in a neighborhood near the Hurricane Creek Country Club. Deputies say Sim ran off after shooting Julio Garcia, who died at a hospital. Witnesses reported seeing a man wearing camouflage and carrying a rifle. A nearby homeowner found Sim climbing his fence and directed officers to him. Peter Sears is a member of the club and lives next to the golf course. He says he's seen both men around.
I'm not sure what caused it. I talked to his boss, and he didn't know what caused it either. And they never had any problems in the past.
The sheriff's office tells us the shooting may have followed an argument between the 2 men. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Maureen Kane. A body discovered tonight at the scene of a suspicious fire in Denison. Both police and fire officials are investigating the fire that broke out at a home in the 1900 block of South Lamar off of Spur 503. It happened before 6. They say this fire is suspicious, but they can't say a lot more right now.
Responded to a single-story residential structure fire with 1 deceased inside.
Officials say there is an ongoing investigation. Part of a building comes crashing down in Denison tonight. City Manager Judd Rex tells us that this is the back of 422 West Main Street. The exact cause of the collapse is not known, but work was recently done on the back of the building. Nobody was hurt. Findings from an investigation by the City of Durant and the State Department of Environmental Quality confirm there's no contamination within the city's water supply. The investigation stems from this video taken by a customer who says he found several live organisms in his water filter. City officials say samples from their treatment plant tested negative for any bacterial growth. Acting City Manager Donnella Miller released a statement on Friday saying in part, the validity of this complaint was questioned from the very beginning, end quote. Robert Newton, who posted the video, says it sounds like city officials are saying he made up his story.
Do something about it. That's the reason I took it up there. I was concerned for other people drinking that stuff. Not only me and my kids, but other people's families.
Mayor Stuart Hoffman says though the city is only responsible for water from the treatment plant to the meters, they are willing to work with Newton to find out what's going on. Newton tells us he's still finding particles in his tap water and wants to find out what's causing the problem. The city of Bonham is being proactive in the fight against West Nile and Zika virus. News 12's Alexis Dominguez spoke to the city manager who tells us the efforts that they take every year to protect their residents.
Well, it seems that there are endless types of cancer, but most of us are familiar with breast cancer for women and prostate cancer for men. So joining us now to talk about these and the latest in treatment for these types of cancers is radiation oncologist Dr. Anand Shivnani. And let's talk a little bit about this. So first of all, how do you use radiation for patients with breast cancer?
Johnston County, another tornado. Take a look at this video here, described as a large one. Johnston County Emergency Management reports damage to several homes and transmission lines there. Sheriff John Smith confirms 1 fatality in that area as well. That's in the Connorville Bromide area. Again, video coming in from our storm chasers who are out all across the area today. Dead Man Springs Road and Coatsworth Roads is where that one that you're looking at touched down, and that's where we find News 12's Brittany Harlow, who joins us now live from there. Brittany, what are you seeing now? Police have identified the Oklahoma man who was found beheaded and mutilated behind an Albuquerque store over the weekend. Police say the body of 42-year-old Clifford Miller of McAllister was discovered on Saturday. Miller had gone to New Mexico in the past few months with plans to find work in Albuquerque. Well, he was found nude and had been castrated. No arrests have been made. Miller was arrested for cultivation of marijuana back in 2000. Well, the countdown to Christmas is on, and we're getting ready down to the wire in our Toys for Tots drive. We're live in Walmart in Sherman and Ardmore. And we start in Ardmore. Rachel Knapp been collecting most of the day there. Rachel, how's it going?
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.